Hello viewers, I Ch05 from Jamia Millia Islamia welcome you again to a new chapter of statistics. In this chapter we'll study about statistic, which refers to a subject as well as the symbols, formula, theorems and accounting. We'll also discuss its origin, from where the word statistic comes, and its growth. We'll also explain its functions, uses, limitations, planning and executing a statistical inquiry. And we'll also explain that how to deal with primary and secondary methods of data collection and few topics about sampling. But we must first understand the following concepts before proceeding further. The word statistic is commonly used in two different ways or conveys a variety of meanings to people. It can mean a set of measurements, example, the amount of rainfall per month in each of the past 12 months, or the average number of bankruptcies each year since 1990. In this sense, the meaning of statistics is used to mean data, that is, a set of numerical or other measured values. To some, statistics is an imposing form of mathematics, whereas it suggests tables, charts and figures. It can also mean collection of technique which can be used to describe and analyze data. Statistics refers to a subject, just as mathematics refers to a subject as well as to symbols, formula and theorems. And accounting refers to the principle and method as well as to accounts, balance sheets and income statements. In this sense, statistics is a body of methods of obtaining and analyzing data in order to base decision on them. It is a branch of scientific method used in dealing with phenomena that can be described numerically either by counts or by measurements. Thus, the word statistics refers to either to quantitative information or to a method of dealing with quantitative information. However, it is in the second sense, statistical methods, that the word statistic is used in this text, except in few places where the content makes it quite clear that the facts and figure sense is intended. For example, in phrase statistical data. Origin. The word statistics is barely a century old. However, in a general way, it has been in use for a much longer period, and it may be useful to trace the roots of the words itself. The words statist, statistics and statistical are derived from the Latin word status, Italian stato and German word statistic, meaning a political state. The first term, statist, is of much earlier origin than the two others. It is found, for instance, in Hamlet 1602, in Cumberland 1610 or 1611, in Paradise Regained 1671. The science of statistics may be said to have originated from two main sources. First one, governmental records. All cultures with a recorded history had recorded statistics. It was done by the government agents for government purposes. Therefore, it is the oldest root. Second, mathematics. The present body of statistical methods, particularly those concerned with drawing inferences about population from a sample, is based on the mathematical theory of probability, which marked a major step in the intellectual history of the world. The theory emerged in the gamblers of 17th century, attracted as a result of gambling among the nobility of France and England. The growth of statistics. Although statistics originated as a science of kings, there has been a phenomenal development in the use of statistics in various other fields. Statistical, now one of the most important tools for taking decision in the midst of the uncertainty. There are two factors responsible for the development of statistics in modern times. First, increased demand for statistics. Second, decreasing cost of statistics. The first factor, increased demand for statistics. Statistical helps in formulating suitable policies. Its needs have been increasingly felt in all these spheres. In this century, the development of statistics has taken place in the field of business and commerce, governmental activities and science. Therefore, statistics demand increasing by its requirement. Second factor, decreasing cost of statistics. The time and the expense of collecting data are very important limiting factors in the use of statistics. However, with the development of new machines such as electronic computers, the cost of analyzing data has considerably reduced. This has led to the increasing use of statistics in solving various problems. An impression should not be formed that the current body of the theory is complete or final. In spite of the developments, the list of unsolved statistical problems is long and statistical research today is more vigorous than ever before. There have been many definitions of the term statistics. Indeed, scholarly articles have carefully collected together hundreds of definitions. A few definitions are examined here. Statistics as numerical statements of facts. Webster defined statistics as a classified respecting the condition of the people in a state, especially those facts which can be stated in the numbers or in tables of numbers or in tabular or classified arrangement. In other words, it confines the scope of statistics only to such facts and figures which relate to condition of the people in a state. This definition clearly points out certain features which numerical data must possess in order that they may be called statistics. These are as, the first one, statistics are aggregates of facts. Second, statistics are numerical expressed. Third, statistics are enumerated according to reasonable standards of accuracy. Fourth, statistics are collected in a systematic manner. Fifth, statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. Sixth, statistics should be placed in relation to each other. Hence, all statistics are numerical statement of facts, but all numerical statement of facts are not statistics. Statistics as a science has been defined differently by different authors. Some definitions are old and narrow, while others are modern and more comprehensive. The statistics may be defined as collection, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. Statistics, science or art. Whether statistics is a science or art is often a subject of debate. Science refers to a systematized body of knowledge. On the other hand, art refers to the skill of applying knowledge so as to fulfill a given objective. Statistics is also an art as it concerned with ways and means of presenting and handling data, making inferences logically and drawing relevant conclusions. If science is knowledge, art is action. Looking from this angle, statistics may also be regarded as an art. It involves the application of given methods to obtain facts, derive results, and finally to use them for drawing conclusions and devising action. The following are the important functions of the science of statistics. First one, definiteness. It is one of the most important functions of statistics is to present journal statements in the precise and definite form. Second, condensation. It simplifies mass of figures. Not only does statistics present facts in a definite form, but also it helps in condensing mass of data into a few significant figures. Statistical methods presents meaningful overall information from the mass of data. Third one, comparison. It facilitates to comparison. Unless figures are compared with others of the same kind, they are often devoid of any meaning. Fourth one, formulating and testing of hypotheses. Statistical methods are extremely helpful in formulating and testing hypotheses and to develop new theories. Fifth one, prediction. Plans and policies of organization are invariably formulated well in advance of the time of their implementation. Statistical methods provide helpful means of forecasting future events. Knowledge of future tendencies is very helpful in framing suitable policies and plans. Sixth one, formulation of policies. Statistics provide the basic material for framing suitable policies. Science of statistics includes in its fold all quantitative analysis to whatever department of inquiry they might relate. Its scopes therefore stretches over all those branches of human knowledge in which a grasp of significance of large number is looked for. The application of statistics are so numerous and ever increasing that not only it is difficult to define its scope but also unwise to do so. Statistics pervades all subject matter. We can use of statistics in various fields enumerated as below. First one, economics. An economic policy can have no sure basis unless it is framed on an analysis of the facts of economic life and a study of the results of economic actions. In other words of Sir Marshall, statistics are the straw out of which I, like every other economist, have to make the bricks. Administration. No statesman can tender sound advice on the problem to his government unless he has adequate statistical data before him to base his judgment upon. The statistics works as a tool to help administration. Next one, business and commerce. Business indeed runs on estimates and probabilities. The higher the degree of accuracy of a businessman's estimates, the greater are the chances of achieving success in his business. Statistics can be profitably employed in measuring commercial activity. Statistics helps the launching of the new projects and exploitation of potential markets. In words, statistics are the lifeblood of successful commerce. Next, accounting and auditing. An accountant uses various statistical techniques to do his task efficiently. For example, for budgeting and cost control, techniques of time series, regression, and correlation are very useful. An auditor, by making use of past profit, averages, and computing its deviation from the present profit of an organization, may draw important conclusions. Again, sampling techniques help in choosing the most representative data, which may help an auditor to make an effective sample checks. Likewise, various techniques of statistics may assist in doing accounting and auditing more effectively in lesser time. Industrial management. It makes vast use of statistical data and methods. To quote few instances, for making time and motion studies to reduce time and fatigue of a workman in an industrial activity, for quality control purposes to confirm whether the product is meeting engineering specification, and to choose most representative sample to carry out effective inspection of the products, etc. Next, statistics and the other sciences. While studying various sciences like astronomy, meteorology, physics, geology, zoology, etc., for example, in diagnosing the correct disease, the doctor has to rely heavily on factual data like temperature of the body, pulse rate, blood pressure, etc. First one, Statistics deals only with the quantitative characteristics. All the statistics are numerical statements of facts. Such characteristics as cannot be expressed in numbers are incapable of statistical analysis. Second one, statistics does not deal with individuals. Since statistics are aggregates of facts, the study of an individual fact lies outside the scope of statistics. Third limitation, statistical laws are not exact. Statistical inferences are not exact. Rather, they are suggestive of the relevant state of the affairs. Fourth, statistics can be misused. The greatest limitation of statistics is that they are liable to be misused. The misuse of statistics may arise because of several reasons. For example, if statistical conclusions are based on incomplete information, one may arrive at fallacious conclusions. Thus, the arguments that drinking is bad for longevity, since 99% of the persons who drink beer dies before the age of 100 years, is statistically defective. Since we are not told what percentage of persons who do not drink beer die before reaching that age. The term inquiry or investigation means search for knowledge. Hence, a statistical inquiry implies search for knowledge through statistical devices. Whenever a statistical inquiry is conducted, certain numerical facts are gathered about some problem. A statistical inquiry may be either a general purpose or a special purpose inquiry. In a general purpose inquiry, we obtain data which are useful for several purposes, whereas a special purpose inquiry is that in which data obtained may be useful in analyzing a particular problem. A statistical inquiry passes through several stages before completion, starting from planning and ending with writing the final report. It has been classified into two categories. First, planning the inquiry. Second, that is executing the inquiry. The first one, planning the inquiry. The first step is the collection of data in all statistical inquiries, but it needs to be planned properly after due considerations of various aspects of the inquiry. The matters which require careful consideration at the planning stages may be enumerated as follows. First one, specification of the purpose. Second, scope of the purpose. Third, unit of the data collection. Fourth, sources of data, that is primary, secondary or both. Fifth, techniques of data collection. Sixth, choice of a frame or construction of frame if none is available. Seventh, degree of accuracy desired. 8. Miscellaneous considerations. Consideration should be given to various other matters such as whether the inquiry is official, semi-official or non-official, confidential or non-confidential, regular or ad hoc, initial or repetitive, and direct or indirect. That brings us to the second one, that is executing the inquiry. After a plan of data collection has been prepared, the next step is to execute the survey. The various phases of the work subsequent to the planning stage may be enumerated as follows. First one, setting up an administrative organization. Second, design of forms. Third, selection, training and supervision of the field investigators. Fourth, control over the accuracy of the field work. Fifth, arrangement for the follow-up in case of non-response. Sixth, presentation of information and statistical analysis. And the last one, preparation of report. Primary data is the data that originally collected in the process of investigation. Those collected by other persons are called secondary data. If secondary data are employed, the source from which the information is taken may itself have conducted the original investigation. In this case, it is known as primary source. If, on the other hand, the source did not itself collect the data but took them from some other primary source, it is known as secondary source. The same source may at once be both primary and secondary. Primary data may be obtained by applying any of the following methods. First one, direct personal interviews. Under this method of collecting data, the investigator personally comes in contact with the person from whom the information is to be obtained. He asks them questions pertaining to the inquiry and collects the desired information. Second, indirect oral investigation. Under this method of collecting data, the investigator contacts third parties or witnesses capable of supplying the necessary information. This method is generally adopted in those cases where the information to be obtained is of a complex nature and informants are not inclined to respond if approached directly. Third one, information from correspondence. Under this method, the investigator appoints local agents or correspondents in different places to collect information. These correspondents collect and transmit the information to the central office where the data are processed. Fourth one, mail questionnaire method. Under this method, a list of questions pertaining to the inquiry, known as a questionnaire, is prepared and sent to the various informants through post. The questionnaire contains questions and provides space for answers. A request is made to the informants through a covering letter to fill up the questionnaire and send it back within a specified time. Fifth one, scheduled sent through enumerators. Yet another method of collecting information is that of sending schedules through the enumerators or interviewers. The enumerators contact the informants, get replies to the questions contained in a schedule and fill them in their own handwriting in the questionnaire forms. The investigator finds it impracticable to collect first-hand information on all related issues, and as such, he makes use of the data collected by others. It can be divided into two heads. First, published sources, and second, unpublished sources. First one, published sources. It has various sources of published data. Point 1, reports and official publications of international bodies and central and state governments. Second, semi-official publications of various local bodies. Third, private publication of trade and professional bodies, financial and economic journals and annual reports of joint stock companies. Second one, unpublished sources. All statistical material is not always published. There are various sources of unpublished data such as records maintained by various government and private offices, studies made by research institutions, scholars, etc. Such sources can also be used wherever necessary. The data can be obtained either from primary or secondary source. After this step, the next is statistical investigation is to edit the data. The task of editing is a highly specialized one and one requires great care and attention. Negligence in this respect may render useless the findings of an otherwise valuable study. However, it is the data collected from a survey that needs extensive editing. Editing primary data. While editing primary data, the following consideration needs to be taken. The first one, it should be complete. Second, it should be consistent. Third, it should be accurate. Fourth, it should be homogeneous. The need for adequate and reliable data is ever increasing for taking policy decisions in different fields of human activity. There are two ways to required information. First one, complete enumeration survey. Second, sampling techniques. First, complete enumeration survey. It is also known as a census method. In this method, data are collected for each and every unit, that is person, household, field, shop, factory, etc., belonging to the population or universe, which is the complete set of items which are of interest in any particular situation. Second, sampling techniques. In this technique, instead of every unit of the universe, only a part of the universe is studied and the conclusions are drawn on the basis of for that entire universe. There are two important principles, also known as laws, on which the theory of sampling is based. First one, principle of statistical regularity. Second, principle of inertia of large numbers. First, principle of statistical regularity. This principle points out that if a sample is taken at random from a population, it is likely to possess almost the same features as that of the population. This principle has one very important point, that is, the desirability of choosing the sample at random. Second, principle of inertia of large numbers. It is corollary of principle of statistical regularity. It is of great significance in the theory of sampling. It states that, other things being equal, larger the size of the sample, more accurate the results are likely to be. This is because large numbers are more stable as compared to small ones. Now let's see some of the methods of sampling. These methods are judgment, random, stratified, systematic, multi-stage, and quota. So finally, we have learned today an overview of statistics. In this session, we have studied about statistics, which refers to a subject as well as to symbols, formula and theorems and accounting. We have also mentioned its origin, from where the word statistics come, and its growth. We explain its function, uses, limitation, planning and executing a statistical inquiry. We have also discussed that how to deal with primary and secondary methods of data collection. So that brings us to the end of today's episode. We are ending here with the hope that you have understood the basic definitions, importance and limitations of the chapter statistics, and we'll see you again discussing about our next topics on classification and collection of data. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.